Hey everyone, thank you for being here. I hope you all are well. I hope you had a good night. I had a very restless night. I don't know what was going on, but it was just a restless night. And the energy is still feeling kind of ramped up today, right now, even. And it's still really early. Hence the coffee in my pretty iridescent pink mug and embossed in it, no pun intended there, or it's not even a pun, it's just play on words. Sounds similar, it's not a pun. Boss Babe. All right, so today feels like the day to just get to it. Get to it, get to business, get through it, take care of business because things are changing. I say that a lot, but it's like we go through phases of change. We go through the planning, the preparation, the build-up, the exterior factors that we don't know about, all those things. It's yesterday, I believe the message was something about a download coming in and receiving a message through signs and synchronicities. For a huge part of the collective, what I'm getting is the dominant energy for today is that you're going to have to make a decision. And it won't be for everyone. This is a general reading. Please understand, this is a general reading. You may have, for some of you, it's going to be a laid back cruise through the day. Enjoy your Saturday, okay? For some of you, it's going to be an external decision. For some of you, it's going to be an internal decision, but it will affect the course of the next few, actually, I'm hearing years. So, and to build on that, I felt drawn to the Inner Child Oracle, and I asked, so what is the dominant energy and message for the collective today? Because I can feel it. I'm almost jittery. So the first one was card 13, which is Find Your Haven. And I'm a little shaky because it's time for me to eat. I've been up for a little while, but I've just felt pushed to get this video out, and then I'll go make my breakfast. But find your haven. There's a place of wonder waiting just for you. And that looks like, let's just be honest about it. It kind of reminds me of a birth canal. And it's a birthing. Coming into your own, finding your place of peace, safety, security. And then this card, when this one came out, I don't think I've ever had this one pop out before in a reading. And I know I'm very puffy, and I tossed and turned all night. Even the cats were really active. So card 30, say yes. Now is the time to be open and receive. Oh, that came up yesterday too, about how can you receive if you're not open and allow yourself to be receptive. So here's this. I'm going straight. I'm not even, other than that one that was kind of obvious. I am just, with the image, I am just going straight on the wording, okay? So say yes. Now you do what's right for you. Don't do something just because it says so on this card. You follow your own intuition. You follow your own knowing. You do what's right for you. Card 36. Today is the day. Card 38. You are enough. And card 19. So the last one ends on added together 10, distill that down to 1, starting a new cycle. So every single card had a 3 in it. And then the last one begins a new cycle. And it is never truly the end. So you can, and what I'm getting from that is that you can always, just because you make a choice today doesn't mean that you can't change your mind tomorrow. That's the nature of free will. That's the nature of being alive and in this world. You get to make choices that change the direction of your thoughts, your actions, where they take you, all of those things, all right? But today is the day. It feels like today is the day. All right, so it'll be curious. It will be a very curious thing to see where this takes everyone. And it's not everyone. I keep saying, I mean, again, this is a general reading. So for some of you, you will have a day of rest. And I'm hearing the decisions have already been made. So for some of you, you already know where you're going and what you're doing. For some of you, it's like a little bit of lag time. So today will be the day. I'm not getting a message for tomorrow. So I think we just got to get through today and figure out what's going on today. Okay. And it could be very exciting. It doesn't have to be dire. It doesn't have to be anything big or bad. It could just be something exciting and fun. It could be the decision of, where you're going to go or what you're going to do, or planning a career change, or just planning a move, just putting the idea in motion. When you put the thought into motion and say, I think I know what I want now, that is a decision. That sets everything in motion. When you make a decision and you decide, what do I really want? That is what starts the process in earnest. Okay. Okay. Let's get to the tarot. And I am an energy reader. So I use tarot and oracle as a starting off point. There we go. That one didn't come out. What is that? The devil. This one got stuck in the deck, or in the box. Okay. And so, is there a message attached to that? Funny thing, no. What I heard is sometimes it just gets stuck in the box. And here I am talking about signs and synchronicities. Try not to attribute meaning to every single thing. Sometimes, I knew someone who used to say, sometimes a crow is just a crow. It's not always a harbinger of something. And I, you do have to ask that. Just like if you have an ache or a pain in mediumship, is it yours or someone else's? And sometimes it's just yours because you worked out too hard the day before, or, you slept weird, got a crick in your neck, whatever. So sometimes things just get stuck in the box, like the devil card. All right. And that's actually a positive message. Okay. How funny. With all these, any reader, and there's so many of us out there, and many of you are readers and who are watching, and it's it's funny sometimes how we are always so open and aware of everything flying around us, energetically, and then the message is sometimes a card just gets stuck in the box. That's a good message. That helped to bring down some of the energy and anxiety about whatever decision needs to be made today, too. So, in a way, I guess it is a message. Don't stress out. You can always change your mind. You can always change your mind. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's find out what's going on with this tarot deck. This is the Y-Spell Wild Reflections. Okay. Okay. Have fun with your day. Have fun with any decisions you make. It is your life. Remember to live it. It goes by so fast. It goes by so quickly. Just live your life. Okay? Live it. I mean, we all have to do things like I've already been out to water the plants before it gets blazing, screaming hot, and I got a million things to do today. But now this is a message. Okay. So, the Hanged Man. Seeing things from a new perspective. So, it validates that non-message that I think was actually a message with the card that was stuck in the box. Decisions are just decisions. You make a million of them every day. What do you have for breakfast? Are you going to have coffee or tea? What mug are you going to use? Little things. But that add up and layer up to create what kind of day you're going to have. And then there are the big decisions, health decisions. Work decisions, life direction decisions. There are a lot of big decisions that are made too, but we make them on a regular basis. All right, so it's nothing to be afraid of. What's going on here? What was this one? King of Wands. With an atlas behind him or a world map behind him. And is that what is that? Yeah. A backpack, a lantern, a staff of light, and a big lion on his chest. Fearless. This is someone who is fearless in going toward exploring new territory, exploring new worlds. Completely confident. Yeah, that's our first card. So someone is completely confident. This person knows how to make decisions for him or herself. It's again, about the energy of the card. All right, so Spirit guides and guardians, Mother, Father, God, come into this reading. What is the message for the collective today? 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 That one, I think, came out. What is the message for the collective today? And I'm looking at the back of the card for the first time, really seeing it. It is an image of like the flower of life, I think. See that? Sacred geometry with stars and the woods and the water and a pathway. Eight of Swords. Don't get trapped in your head. Okay? Don't get trapped in your head. Any decision you make, you can change. Okay? Well, most any. There's only really one you can't change in this lifetime, but you can come back another lifetime. So be careful. All right. So we have wands and sword and a sword card. And this was a sword card too. I'm going to, yeah, go ahead and put it out there. All right. So we have the energy of the King of Wands. Confident. Smart. Driven. But then we have the Seven of Swords. I feel like this is a different perspective of the same king here. Maybe like the nagging insecurities. The nagging insecurities that hide and want to sabotage what we're doing. When you let fear dictate your choices, is it really your choice? And I'm seeing in my head, I'm seeing in my mind that devil card again, with the two people in it blindfolded. That, to me, is a card of fear. Any addiction is fear. Any anger or frustration is fear. In my mind, that's the way I see it. This feels like self-sabotage and the nagging what-ifs. And then we have the Knight of Wands, the nine, not the Knight, the Nine of Wands. And then look at this guy. The staffs that have been planted are sprouting. They are sprouting and they are growing, but this person is kind of hiding behind them, almost like a hedgerow, trying to hide. So this person went from taking on the world and not being afraid of the adventure to those nagging insecurities, just waiting, and then deciding to lie low and hide behind the hedgerow and getting inside one's own head. This is a reading and a spread about it's time to get back to who you were, who you are, who you know yourself to be, this King of Wands with a backpack and a lantern and a fearless nature. The Seven of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Swords have all been about fear. Fear that came from life experiences and circumstances and things that did not work out the way you thought they would. But it doesn't have to be that way. Because this is a card, the Eight of Swords. This is a card of someone who is capable, strong, can do anything and go anywhere, but is looking at her own reflection, her, his, doesn't matter, own reflection through the lens of fear and inaccurate. And this is an inaccurate portrayal of who she really is, okay? Or he, doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so we had this card the other day, and it had a totally different meaning. And I said that these cards can take on a different meaning depending on the reading. This time, the energy in this card is remembering who you are. The shell necklace is still shining, but this is remembering your strength, remembering the duality of your nature, remembering where you come from, remembering the strength of who you are and where you belong. This is a DNA lineage, and it is also what you have created for yourself in this lifetime. This is you as a divine being going back to what you know, and what you know and what you knew of yourself was that you started out as a King of Wands. It was all the insecurity and fear and woundedness from events in this lifetime that made you bind yourself up in fear. Go back to what you know. Go back to the person you were. Go back to the people that knew you at that time and see yourself in a different reflection. These two love, cherish, and respect each other. This is a very singular internal fear. Everything in the middle three cards was fear-based. These two cards are the truth of who you are, where you come from, what you know, and what you can do. I'm hearing someone is a stargazer. Someone has the power of being a stargazer. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means something to you. I don't know. It's going to be a very specific message for someone out there. It doesn't have to make sense to you or to me or anyone else, as long as it makes sense to you. Just remember that. Okay. And this is the last one that came out. This is judgment. Look at all those birds in the background. This is someone who moves ahead in full knowing and fearlessly. Again, gender doesn't matter on these cards. Yeah. And as I was getting ready to put the rest of these in the box, one of them turned sideways and refused to go back in. So I'm like, all right, I guess we do have one more. So you go from, this is how you started. Full of fire and full of zest for life. But then life kind of got in the way and all the dings and the wounds of life. So you had to stop, remember who you are. And then you came into, this feels like a young energy, going back in time to remember who you were and how you got to where you are. This is a mature energy. This is someone who has paid all the dues that there are to pay. This is someone who knows who she or he is unapologetic about it, and with strength and resolve moves forward. And let's not forget, that is the Judgment card. You've seen, done, experienced, perhaps been the victim of or the perpetrator of the worst. But think about how much more you know. This feels like this King of Wands, not at the end of the journey, but just at a much later point in the journey. And there's another journey about to begin. This last card that refused to go with the rest of them is the Eight of Wands. And isn't that a beautiful rendition for the Eight of Wands? This feels like it's a very emotional base, has a basis in emotion. Because normally the Eight of Wands is soaring through the air, speed of sound, light, whatever. This one it has a waterfall behind it, but it's a waterfall of water. Usually is associated with emotions, but this time it has that glittering glow of energy going right down into the wands. And what I keep hearing is divinely guided. You're not at the end of your journey. You're just beginning a different journey with a different set of awarenesses and expertise. You may do things a little differently, but you do them better. So what I'm getting with this, and I'm going to show you, these are the cards of when life tried to beat you down and you got scared. And it's okay to be scared. You're not human if you don't get scared. But then you remember who you were. You remember where you came from. You remember all the talents and the gifts and the abilities and the hopes. And that brought you from this exciting, fearless King of Wands that got a little wounded from life. But after you remember who you are, who you were, you step into judgment, you step into your authenticity. That is the word that's coming up. You authentically know who you are, what you want, and you don't have to live up to anyone else's standards or you're being you. You know who you are probably for the first time in your life. This is an intense reading. I can feel it. And you're getting ready to embark on the next step of your journey. You're getting ready to embark on the next stage. And when you make that decision, all it has to be, even an internal decision, the rest will happen quickly. And how beautiful is this card? This is a wonderful outcome. Okay. That felt really good. The energy was just, I almost felt anxious, but you know what? That felt really good. I don't feel the need to do any other, I don't feel the need to pull any other cards. As far as an animal ally, I'm seeing like the birds in the background of the Judgment card, and I'm seeing huge expanse. But this time it's not a hawk, it's not a crow, it's not a raven, it's not a blue heron. I'm actually seeing an eagle. And I don't usually do that. So whatever this is, and it's something about the color and the cap on the top, like of feathers on the top of the head, and it's just soaring. And I'm hearing reaching the pinnacle. Any mistakes from the past are in the past, and so that's going to be significant for someone. Don't continue to hide yourself or beat yourself up over mistakes that, a lot of people have made. Or choices, again, it comes back to choices maybe that were made. Choices can always change. And that's what I feel like has happened. This is an intense kind of reading, an intense feeling and an intense energy. But it feels really good. And now I'm getting the image of a waterfall, not like the one in the Eight of Wands, but it's one that is, it feels like it's not that rushing sense of water, but a gentle cascade of water where you can stand in front of it and look at it or step behind it. Wash and clean, but also, why am I seeing a waterfall, Spirit? What is it? What is the message? What do you want me to know? What do you want me to say to the collective? A clean, fresh start. Honor and trust your emotions. They are real. You can see from both sides of the water and through the water. It is not a mirage. You are not in the desert. Yeah. There's clarity and transparency. Okay. Okay. Well, I hope that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, then maybe it's not your reading. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. And I am sending you the greatest appreciation, gratitude, and love. Thank you so much. And have a great rest of your weekend. Do something good for yourself. Maybe get yourself a treat. Of course, I'm thinking like something with chocolate. That's just me. Not for everybody. All right. Be well, and I will talk to you soon.